it's like you get a riot shield, and then you get like a couple upgrades, and then you get 300 rupees in Link's house.
So yeah.
And then, I don't know, you go up to Turtle Rock and you use that riot shield on the laser bridge or something.
Sounds good.
And that gets you other things.
I'm not going to argue with 300 rupees for sure.
That's actually a really nice start.
Pretty good opening. Once again, proving that who does the Houlihan room anymore? I mean, seriously.
You don't need to with that start, and we're already seeing just green roops on the tree pole here. Both of these players kind of following the same route.
So, we're heading into the Uncle's Tunnel. The Uncle has just big 20 today. And then there's a chest down here, which you generally skip in no major glitches, but you don't skip chests in Rando unless you're sure that you can.
Yeah, or you're gambling big time, especially in the early game. Gotta check them as many as possible in the shortest amount of time. Well, there's that powder we were talking about. If they do find the hammer, then they can check the magic bat.
Yeah, I may have a problem, but my favorite item is definitely the powder.
Sounds like you have a problem.
Could be. But
I respect it. I think that's okay.
It's definitely the powder. It makes my life so much better. Let's put it that way.
It does. It does. Those fairies.
Exactly. Use that powder and magically fairies appear.
Looks like we got small magic off of the bush crabs here, so that's kind of a nice thing to know just in case, but not too exciting.
No bombs.
Bombs, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, those are on the Lumberjack Cave ledge.
Mm-hmm. Not really going to be thinking about Aga here for a little while, but may still be required. We'll see.
Yep. I find that if Aga is required, it's about 50% of the time because there's a good item there, and 50% of the time because of other circumstances.
Yep, you just may need to get in the Dark World that way, and then there's also, like, you may only have access to the east part of the Dark World in that way, or if somehow Hammer is in the Fat Fairy Cave, that can be a bit of a troll. But we get our first bottle here in the Thieves Hideout. Pretty nice.
I had a seed the other day that I commentated where the flute was in the Fat Fairy Cave and the hammer was over at Meyer.
Yikes. That sounds pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. Pretty great. Alright, so we're heading into Kakariko Village. The first thing we're going to do, well, it looks like Z4T0X is going to go pay off the vendor first.
Yeah, without any bombs, these guys are taking a little bit of a different route. We're going to see DrunkenDraconian hit up the tavern here and grab a full heart. Since they do have a bottle, they can hit up Sick Kid for only $20, but definitely good checks, and they'll probably buy some bombs here so they can clean out the rest of Kakariko.
Yep, gotta love the fact that you can at least get bombs here if you have to.
Gotta find some sort of weapon or just a way to blow open walls.
Right. Now, of course, that reminds me of the entrance shuffle tournament, which is coming to an end shortly, where you can't necessarily rely on getting bombs because you don't know if there's a shop there or not.
Right, absolutely. Gonna see a chicken house check. Z4T0X decided to go straight for Blind's house. Getting a lot of arrow upgrades so far in this run.
If we ever get any actual arrows, we're not running out. There's the fire rod.
That is a nice
Blind's
find.
hut.
And we're going to see the well at the same time here from DrunkenDraconian. Cape in the back of Blind's house as well.
Yep. Alright, so just a piece of heart in the secret well cave, but we've still got other chests in here. Really a whole lot of Jack Diddley squat.
The wells run dry.
Indeed.
But DrunkenDraconian going to be happy to get his fire rod, which doesn't really open up anything, but it is a weapon for them to use if they want to go for escape. It can kind of make that traversal a bit quicker. Definitely not a bad thing to have.
Yep. And it is, of course, an all-important fire source for various things you might need. Specifically, it's the fire source that works on everything. So it works on Ice Palace and it works on torches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I don't imagine they'll be going to Ice Palace anytime soon, but that is something you want to keep in the back of your mind.
Well, it's comforting, right? But with that early cape, you know, maybe Aghanim's in the mix. I mean, they still need to find a lamp.
And a sword
for that to be in the logic, and a sword to get through the curtain, exactly.
Alright, so in this situation, you've got Fire Rod as your only progression item. Do you just go for the race game?
Honestly, it's not a bad thing to grab those 300 rupees, but yeah, sometimes I like to just YOLO the race game and just grab the item, whatever it is. Looks like Z4T0X wants the cash. It'll set him up for Zora, which is really nice. And pretty much be set on rupees for the rest of the game.
And so DrunkenDraconian seems to be heading for the escape. Gonna find 3 chests down here and then the potential for some more in the back.
Yeah, if we don't find Lamp down here, then he can sequence break to go back there, which could be pretty lucrative, especially if he finds a key here in the first part. Then he can actually advance to the 3 chests at the end. So I like the play. I mean, obviously, his magic's a little bit low, so he's got to make each of these fire rod shots count, but only needs a couple of them. And then he can use bombs as well.
Yep, very true. Yeah, so you can get down here with just bombs. If you're the best in the world at it, you can pull it off with 5.
Yeah, but it's still kind of painfully slow, but it may be required. So, I mean, it's definitely a good check. These are available chests. Might as well knock it out.
There's one nice little bomb strat. Taking a little damage in the process, but not much you can do about that.
Cool map there.
Yep, Castle Burrito, which is the name of my new Mexican restaurant.
Sounds pretty nice. And we're going to actually grab the Redarang here outside the dam. Definitely not a bad plan. You may need it to hit some crystal switches. You can check maybe the stun prizes of enemies. Might help you actually traverse through stuff like escape, or if you just need to stun stuff and bomb them, it can be pretty nice.
You can keep these crabs off of you.
DrunkenDraconian getting bodied by this guard here at the end of escape.
Having to do some fancy footwork to keep those pots from being accidentally thrown. And unfortunately just finds a red rupee in Zelda's chest.
Yeah, no luck in escape, but Z4T0X, yeah, with the flute there. And even more money. Man, these guys are rich. They're gonna be.
Alright. So Z4T0X picked up that flute. He may be going to activate it immediately.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. You know, like normally you see a lot of players heading over to Ice Rod Cave or something, but if you activate the flute, you just fly over there, and then you've also activated the flute. And then you can also go other places. Maybe we'll see him go to Desert. Maybe we'll see him go up to Death Mountain, check a couple things there, get the Old Man Portal. I like the play. I think it's good.
So, if everyone would please rise for our National Swag Duck Anthem. Never gonna give you up, Never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Well done. Classic Rickroll in swag duck form.
All right. And you see, if you know your internet history, the Rickroll originally came from a thing called Duck Roll, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome. So we did see 2 crystals on Z4T0X's screen in Desert and Tower of Hera, and we do have a green pendant in Eastern Vanilla, which is also exciting.
All right. So that rules out something on the pedestal, specifically the bow.
And there's a sword upgrade on Spectacle Rock, but that's unattainable right now. They need a mirror to get that, but that's good knowledge. And it looks like we're going to see Ice Rod Cave. We might see Z4T0X go for some fake flippers here afterwards. We'll see. Without the Moon Pearl, he can't do the sequence with the walk on water to get the Waterfall Fairy chest, so it's a little less attractive. Maybe we'll see him go over to like Sahasrara or Agha's Cave or something over a desert.
Alright, so Z4T0X checking out that Ice Rod Cave. There's the flippers in the Ice Rod.
Just kidding about the Waterfall Fairy. That's a nice find to help him get through there, and I'm sure he's going to do the whole Hobo and Zora sequence now.
Just do the
that
whole
is amazing.
Silly thing. Yeah, you want that. You want those flippers or you want that Moon Pearl. But there they are. I really, really like it when there's something in the Ice Rod Cave. Because that means somebody might skip it.
Well, that somebody is DrunkenDraconian right now. He's going to Sahasrara, which is also a great check. 3 items. Might find something here. He may even dip into Eastern immediately.
Alrighty. So, 3 items here in the back of Sahasrara's hut, plus the hobo on the right. So we got just big love a couple times.
That's nice. And we got 50 bucks in hobo. So definitely not what he was looking for there. He's got plenty of money. But we're going to see DrunkenDraconian head into Eastern.
You'd think with 50 bucks, hobo could afford a little bit of a better place to live. But you never know.
Hey, you got to decorate under the bridge. You know, like... But apparently Link's coming over, or Dark Link is coming to extort him. Alright, so Waterfall Fairy Cave in the logic, full heart and bombs. Lots of hearts, lots of love here for these guys. It's very nice.
Blue rupee on the Zora ledge, compass in the first chest in Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, I think these guys are going to very item-dense locations. I think these are good places to go. Where else can they really go, I guess?
But I mean, sometimes the seed just wants you to go to exactly one location before you go anywhere else.
Well, it looks like that location is not the Zora area, because we only got a 5-bomb upgrade from Zora, so Eastern might be the way forward.
Yeah. There's left, we've got Agha's Cave, and well, we can't even get into back of escape at the moment.
Yeah, we could check the one chest, but that would be a sequence break, or we can check Old Man, which I think Z4T0X did not do, which is also a sequence break. So, I think we're gonna find something in Eastern or Agana, and we're gonna see that Agana check right now as
How about the mirror?
DrunkenDraconian finds a mirror. Yeah, that's an awesome find. We can go up to Hera. We can get our first sword upgrade. He doesn't know it, but he's gonna be able to get that.
Mm-hmm. We got that fire source, so Hera is a go.
Yeah, with that sword, you can actually complete it. Otherwise, you wouldn't actually have a weapon to kill Moldorm. So that's pretty fortunate.
Yep. Moldorm's one of those real picky bosses. The only things that will damage it are a sword and the hammer. That's it.
Mm-hmm. DrunkenDraconian having a little bit of trouble here. He doesn't have very good ways of kind of seeing where his position is. He could use the red orang, but looks like he's found his way forward. Z4T0X not far behind. I mean, he's still checked a bunch of other locations that DrunkenDraconian has not, so... Woo!
There's the ice rod!
I guess T-Rock has to be a pendant now.
Yeah, clearly.
Since they have both of those things. Or...
It is a pendant.
Yeah, you may still go in there if you got both rods. We still need a bunch of items to do it.
It is a pendant with bow on Tridex. That's the way it works.
Okay, fair enough. Especially now that they've gone into Eastern. And they've had to go in there to get an item.
Stop,
Makes
collaborate, and listen, everybody. Alright, so DrunkenDraconian sees that sword up there on Spectacle Rock and be able to pick that up and be like, ooh, it's Hera time.
Yeah, it'll definitely give him confidence to go in there and clear it out. And hopefully we'll see a map check here. Kind of know what's going on. I love that Stalfos.
That's what I was laughing at. I was like, what? Skeleton sprite for the old man as a bunny. I love it.
The Dark World may have aged him just a little bit.
Right,
ooh, and there's a small key. May have to go to the basement if we don't get the big key here in this chest.
There's the Moon Pearl!
Whoa! So we are going to the basement, and we also have a Moon Pearl to go with it. That is awesome. Now, with the magical cape, they still need the lamp, but if they can't do the dark traversal, then Aghanim is in the mix. Maybe we'll find the lamp over here in Hera as well.
But Aghanim's Tower Dark is...
It's painful.
Like, something I haven't even tried, because it's like, what?
Same. There are very few people who are willing to do that, honestly. It's a bit of a bear.
I'm told there are some setups you can do for it, but I haven't learned them, so I don't even know.
And we did see Z4T0X decide to mirror out of Eastern without going through the dark room. So he decided, I don't want to go all the way through, which means he has left the ice rod behind.
So he better hope that Turtle Rock is pendant.
Well, he better hope that he finds Bo sometime soon. DrunkenDraconian, you have a fairy, I'm sorry. So your death warp is gonna be a bit slow here, sadly. But looks like he's gonna mirror out.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I got I got my screens crossed. I was like, wait, why is he going right up the door on the first try? Oh, right. Because we had two people entering at the same time, and I got them mixed up in my head.
All right. There's the Moon Pearl for Z4T0X, so that's good.
So now Z4T0X is going to get to take his so many second break. Except it looks like he's opting not to take a break. And whoa, the hammer! What?
That is an amazing find. And so that's going to open up the Eastern Death Mountain area, which will have a bunch of items. We'll be able to check 8 items over on Eastern Death Mountain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what you call a particularly convenient spot to get it.
Yeah, and you can kill Moldorm with it, too. It's like added bonus.
Gross.
You get to kill him in 3 hits. Yeah.
It's like the seed is trying to be nice for some reason. What's going on? Did you generate this seed?
I would.
Oh, wait,
I wouldn't dare. I don't want that.
I forgot. It's Jet who generates the good ones, and you who generates the bad ones, right?
That's right. Bad is relative.
Or
let's not jump to wild conclusions and call things bad. Because
let's say complex.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with troll. That's another good word for it.
Alright, so DrunkenDraconian gonna head over to the east side of Death Mountain. Seems like Spiral Cave might be the first play.
Yeah, it makes sense when you're up here already, and you might as well check the item.
Check the island.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check the island.
I think most players have been burned by that island location. If you like forget to check it, it can just really screw up your run. So it's a good time to just knock that out. More upgrades though, so nothing there. And we're gonna do the Resident Sleeper walk here through Spiral Cave, but you gotta do it. You know something here is gonna help you progress.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it just gets you down to the bottom of the mountain so you can get those other 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more efficient routing, assuming you're gonna check all 8. And there's no reason to assume otherwise.
Alright, good fight from Z4T0X, grabbing his first crystal in Tower of Hera. And we got these 2 chests here. What do we got?
Alright, so nothing in the downstairs area.
Yeah.
I guess you can call that the downstairs upstairs area, and then this will be the upstairs downstairs area.
That's right.
Because of the whole weird layout situation. That's why people call this cave the Paradox Cave.
Yep.
And DrunkenDraconian's not going to bother killing those mini Moldorms, or I guess he will now. Because hey, the silvers and the power glove.
There's our progression into the dark world. That's really nice. So, full dark world access, we can go up to the Village of Outcasts area, or we can head over to Hype Cave in that area of the world. A lot of interesting options. Looks like we're going to save that old man first, though. Not a bad play. Get that save and quit point.
Yep, Old Man Cave is one of those dark rooms that's pretty easy to pull off, in my opinion. You can get a set of inputs down that is pretty easy to figure out with that sword held out. Without the sword, it's a little awful.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. So we got the old man escorting another old man. Nice. Brothers unite. And we're gonna go straight for Village of Outcasts here.
Yep. the other play is the meme play of Skull Woods. He's gonna have a little trouble lifting up that dark rock.
The meme play. I mean, actually is completable, to be fair, since he does have the fire rod and a sword.
It's the meme play that's actually not a meme because it's mostly correct.
Yeah, I mean, we'll also see what the crystals and pendants are here in the Dark World. I don't think either of these guys checked. So we'll get an idea of what's required. But even then, I think Skullwoods is a pretty quick check.
Yep.
Might as well go ahead and knock it out.
All right.
And it is a crystal. We got 5 and 6 in Thieves Town and Palace of Darkness, and we got the 2 pendants in Mire and Swamp.
Yep, so that ice rod definitely required.
Yeah, we'll see if that burns Z4T0X. It really depends on where that bow is. That bow location is going to be really critical for him.
And you're gonna require that bow regardless for completing the game. However, we do have Palace of Darkness as a crystal as well, so you'll have to have that well before you reach Ganon's Tower.
That's right. But if it's buried somewhere in Turtle Rock, that could spell trouble for Z4T0X.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, if Tridex is holding that bow, that could be rough.
Always a possibility. Alright, so DrunkenDraconian and Z4T0X both making the Skull Woods play.
Value Woods, man. That's what I like to call it.
Yep.
And it's
Welcome
a crystal
to
and completable.
Village. Oh wait, Value Village would be Thieves Town. Never mind. Alright, so with our crystals and pendants locked in, it's time to start calculating the pedestal hype index. So let's see where our pedestal, what could be.
A lot, honestly. I think really just medallions and maybe boots. That's about it, because bow, red cane, hook shot, and flippers cannot be there.
Yeah. Well, we know where the flippers are. They're in Ice Rod Cave.
True.
But the bow can't be there because of Eastern. The hook shot can't be there because of Swamp. The red cane can't be there because of Misery Mire.
So it's really just medallions.
Yep. And the lamp can't be there because of Eastern Mire as well.
Right.
So, yeah, the boots could be there. Like if there's a Boots Lock Desert Palace, that could be a thing.
Yeah, still not out of the question, but a lot of these items are definitely not going to be at the pedestal. That's
so right now the pedestal hype index is about a 0.3. I'll let you decide.
I'm gonna bump it to 0.5, man. I'm excited for more pedestal hype.
Oh, okay.
I imagine both of these guys are going to jump straight into Thieves Town as well.
Yep, Thieves Town, absolutely a possibility.
Definitely interesting that both of them decided to piece out of Skull Woods. I guess they're maybe hoping to get the book later and then finish it.
I mean, to be honest, nobody really likes Fighter Sword Mothula.
True. It's fair.
There's the Titan's mitts.
Whoa! Okay. So that opens up Ice Palace a little bit, and the Mire area, and I guess Dark Death Mountain a little bit. They can check Super Bunny Cave, check the Turtle Rock requirement.
Interesting. Apparently one of our players did not check the North Room in Blind's Hut, which contains the cape.
Right.
But it turns out to not be blocking.
And there's
anything.
the bow. Wow!
bow!
Thieves Town is loaded. This is crazy.
You want to talk about Value Village over here?
That's
Goodness.
right.
All
And
right,
these guys
so
are pretty well synced up too.
yeah, we can start shooting those silver arrows we got. I love me some silver arrows, really do.
And it's really interesting that both of these guys have like different advantages over each other. Like Z4T0X has the flippers and the cape. DrunkenDraconian has that ice rod. We don't know if that cape is necessarily required, because it could be in the logic for Spike Cave or Bumper Cave.
Yeah, and
as well.
you know, if DrunkenDraconian knows how to fake flipper, which I can't see any reason why he wouldn't, the flippers might not actually be required as well.
Exactly. That's fair.
You can get into Ice Palace doing that, and the only other dungeon which is required for is Swamp, and that's a pendant.
Right, and we've seen a lot of the other flippers locations anyways, like Zora Ledge and Zora Area, which, I mean, I guess now that they have the Moon Pearl, they could still do the Walk on Water anyways, but we've already seen that none of that pays off.
Indeed.
Will Thieves Town hold any more secrets?
It's entirely possible.
Could have a pretty quick seed on our hand, pretty fast one. These guys find some medallions and that hook shot and the red cane. Still need to find some stuff, but we know it's not at the pedestal. But they have a lot available to them. They can go knock out the dwarves and go route south towards Hype Cave and kind of do all that circuit. Palace of Darkness becomes a big play now.
Oh yeah.
With that bow.
The bow will let you into Palace of Darkness and let you grab pretty much everything that's there. There was this big dust up about the logic for Palace of Darkness, where only 3 of the chests could contain the bow or have something that blocks the bow, and so you could like figure out where the bow was going to be based on what you found in Palace of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
But none of that applies here.
No, I think not. We already have it, and we're kind of in bow mode.
Indeed. Last night we had actual bow mode. The bow was in the Thieves Town big chest. I mean, no, Turtle Rock big chest, excuse me.
That sounds amazing. We're getting a really solid blind fight from DrunkenDraconian here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, doesn't have the cape for safety, but he doesn't need it. He's doing great. And a mushroom for his troubles. Wow.
All right. So, would you like to do a fetch quest?
Now we know how Blind got all his money and stuff in Blind's house.
I mean,
and selling those drugs.
True. That is true. Unfortunately, we're the ones with the powder, and we had to come shut down his business.
Seems worth. We got some mitts, we got a bow, and we got his drugs.
So Link now confirmed Walter White. We're good.
Can confirm. All right, and really good progress for both of these guys. Already grabbing 2 crystals by about the 34-minute mark. So this is really good. It's really good progress. We're probably going to see these guys both take the same route yet again to head over with, deposit Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. I love that. So Z4T0X is going to go digging first.
Yeah, DrunkenDraconian deciding to skip it here. When you have a follower, you can't actually do the digging game, so...
Let's hope he doesn't try to pick up that purple chest in the process.
Right. Or maybe he'll just leave it.
Yep. Well,
It'll
it's
be
a
bad
sword
for him.
upgrade.
Yeah.
12 digs for a sword. I'm okay with that.
Seems really strong.
Alright, so Z4T0X is just gonna leave behind the sequence there for a bit. He's gonna go to the Haunted Grove Cave and Old Stumpy.
Ooh, and he grabs the blue mail. Really nice upgrades here for Z4T0X. And I imagine DrunkenDraconian's going to get these soon. But we're going to see a magic bat check as well from him. I like this play. Kind of knocks out a lot of stuff up here.
Bombs.
Unfortunately, just bombs. And we're going to see what Old Stumpy has.
For some reason, the name in my head of Old Stumpy is J.R. Stumpsman, and I have no idea why.
Neither do I. Oh,
It's just a fun name to say.
J.R. Stumpsman.
Indeed. Alright, it looks like Z4T0X will be heading over to everybody's favorite Hype Cave, Hype Cave.
Get hype, my friends! We got Hype Cave! Can we get some hook shot action or maybe a red cane? That's what I want to see.
If both of those come out, we are burning you at the stake. And how about the Ether Medallion?
Ooh, that's pretty hype.
Yeah, the Ether Medallion could very well be what they need to get into Turtle Rock, so that is a thing.
That could be really critical. Or maybe it'll open up Misery Mire, so you can actually get another medallion at the pedestal.
Oh, wow. That'd be impressive. And Z4T0X will be making the play on the Palace of Darkness, which I have taken to calling the Mullet Mansion. On account of its key distribution.
Mm-hmm. Now, DrunkenDraconian left some stuff here on the west side. Looks like he's going to go back, and this is going to be really good for him. He's going to get his blue mail. He's going to grab $5 from Stumpy, and he's going to hopefully get his sword upgrade at the digging game. So this is actually great for him.
So yeah, this is an alternate route that I guess makes some sense. I mean, you're either going to go out of your way going down to do the digging game first, or you're going to go out of your way coming on the way back. So I kind of like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think he can actually mirror out and then just flute to 5 if he wants to do pod as well, which I'm sure is at the forefront of his mind because, you know, it's a dungeon you can complete. Obviously, you got to do some darkroom strats if we don't find the lamp here, but I'm sure these guys got that down. And now the question in my mind is Z4T0X going to mirror out and finish up Eastern? I hope he does, otherwise he's going to miss that ice rod.
Hope so.
Yeah. And then also that green pendant might yield something too.
I feel like Z4T0X... I feel like the lamp is going to be here in Palace of Darkness before you reach the Dark Maze. I think it's going to be there.
So DrunkenDraconian has forfeited, I guess, the thought of going to the digging game, at least for now. He did skip over it, and we get a bottle in Mire Shed. So it's good to check these areas, but man, missing out on a sword upgrade can hurt big time.
You had me scared there for a second. You said DrunkenDraconian is forfeited. I'm like, what?
Not quite that.
Okay. Nah, he's just given up on that digging game for now.
Get you baited, chat. And Dr. Bobtastic.
I mean, yep.
He on the lamp in desert means we're gonna need those boots.
Well, there's the off chance that this is big key. Oh, well, that'll do it.
What? That's amazing! Wow, what a find.
Okay. That's how it works. That's how you do it.
Got him!
Alright, so I don't know what you did, but you sure did it.
Alright, so we can actually finish up desert here. That's really convenient.
Indeed.
There is one more item somewhere in desert, so he's gonna go back and check the big chest here.
It looks like the lamp was a no-go in Palace of Darkness, so we'll be seeing these dark rooms. Or rather, we won't be seeing these dark rooms.
Tempered sword in pod there. Pretty nice. Another sword upgrade for Z4T0X.
Looks like the last item is on Landmola's.
And I guess he's gonna go over and check checkerboard before he finishes up here.
It's entirely possible. It's an interesting routing choice, but it's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I think it's good. Just knock it out while you're thinking about it. And you get some red goo. Very nice.
I'm not gonna argue with some red goo. Mainly because if I argue with some red goo, it just gets bigger and bigger and takes over the city of New York. Alright. Ghostbusters 2 reference. My bad.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm tracking, man.
Well, I just thought maybe I had triggered some PTSD for people who had actually seen Ghostbusters 2.
Ooh, we're gonna see a bomb jump from Z4T0X here. Neat. Just kidding. But hopefully he'll reset and do it again. I guess he's just gonna do the Dark World Traverse. Oh no, he's gonna do it. He's going for it. He's gunning this bomb jump. We'll see this Landmola's fight from DrunkenDraconian here as he's coming up through this cutscene. Oh, Z4T0X, no!
Z4T0X trying a couple of times to hit that, and it didn't happen.
He's persevering through it, though. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
To see. He wants to make this happen. He wants to.
It's possible he's only
here.
He's only practiced the dark room backwards.
DrunkenDraconian realizing after running out of magic here that he has the silver arrows. You just knock out these Landmos in one hit apiece. Gets 20 bucks for his troubles, but he gets another crystal, so that's good progress.
Oh yeah, so the silver arrows are great for taking out just about anything, but you do have to be pretty careful with how you fire them.
Absolutely. Alright, so DrunkenDraconian gonna clean up this last desert area spot. Where do you think he's gonna go from here?
Well, I have to think that, you know, he might go do Palace of Darkness. He might also do the Back of Escape, because that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you'd check like King's Tomb and then check this, but yeah, it looks like he's cleaning this up, which is something that he actually hasn't done yet. So...
I completely forgot this hadn't been checked.
Well, I think Z4T0X did it, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess they got gloves fairly late.
Yeah.
So this is something that hasn't been available, and he got the bug net to go with it. Yeah, it's a good check.
So DrunkenDraconian is heading into the Dark Escape area, taking care of basically one of the more tricky rooms here, where you have a rat that you have to kill who drops a key, and it can run off in any direction if you don't get it the first time.
Yeah, that rat can troll you big time. He actually has the fire rod, so he can light the torches in that room if he wants. And it looks like he's going to light the torches in this next room where the chest actually is.
Yeah, that's going to make this so much easier. Otherwise, you just kind of have to feel around for where the chest is. Just
still a good check, but yeah, $20, sadly.
Yeah, when you have the chance to do that and you know how to do it, getting that out of the way is great, because then you don't have to come back later when you're looking for that one last trolley item.
Precisely. And Z4T0X doing his own dark strats, manages to find the torch there, and that makes that room a lot easier. We're going to see the flanktuary items from DrunkenDraconian, starting with the Bonk Rocks here.
Big 20. Alright, so Z4T0X is going to take down the Helmosaur King.
And I think you're right. I think DrunkenDraconian after this probably going to head over to the pod area.
I think the other reasonable play, and you may do this knowing what the logic is Ice Palace.
That could be interesting. Without the hook shot, that can be a little tricky, but I could see the play. And it looks like he may turn in that mushroom real quick before he makes any real decision here.
Yep, mushroom, always something you want to remember to do.
Yeah, we did get that from Blind.
Again, just 20 rupees.
We maybe load up on a few potions here. Still only has Fighter Sword. Still looking for another sword upgrade. We know we'll probably find one in Palace of Darkness, but I don't know if he's going to go back for that digging game, so that may give Z4T0X a bit of an edge. And Z4T0X may be going to get himself some boots, because he's going over to the Mire area, and he will be pleasantly surprised to find those in Desert Palace.
So, I know we mentioned this before, but the Quack Medallion is required to get into Mire in case they need it.
Yeah, it's generally a good sign when you can't get into a pendant done like Misery Mire or Turtle Rock. But if that is holding something really important, then these guys could be on a bit of a scavenger hunt, a bit of a long seed after all.
Alright, so DrunkenDraconian just gonna do what you do.
Loose the monkey.
Luckily, he did happen to have, just a metric butt ton of rupees.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is not a problem.
And there are the boots for Z4T0X. I'm sure he's excited about them. He can just finish Desert Palace.
That That has got to be one of the most interesting feelings. Is you see this key, you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna need to find the boots. Walk over. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one other thing that Z4T0X does need to do is he needs to go back to Eastern Palace. He decided not to mirror and go back to Eastern. So that ice rod may troll him quite a bit. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah,
but what he can do is he can do Fat Fairy. That's something that's also in the mix now, since he does have Pod and Thieves Town completed. DrunkenDraconian gonna follow suit here soon. But that's a big play that these guys could make too.
Very nice. I gotta admit, Fat Fairy is one of the last things I think about, and it's come back to bite me a couple times.
I think like maybe Z4T0X's saving grace could be like if he finds the book somewhere and like pedestals required or something, because then he'll have to do Eastern. That's a long shot right now because we want the blind pull. We don't want no book.
And the only way that's going to be required is for some medallion, specifically the Bombos medallion. That's the only one that can be there.
Right. Cannot be Quake. That does give a little bit of information to these players, since Misery Mire does require Quake. Too open. I'm a little bit curious about where this lamp is. It can really be a lot of places. It could definitely be in Ice Palace or Swamp, which is Pendant Swamp.
Yeah, at this point, I'm thinking Catfish.
That's not a bad place. I like
just
that.
To make it
roll
roll
out of the way. Yeah.
And you know, Mire's not required, so that makes things a little easier. Alright, so DrunkenDraconian showing us how that bomb jump is done.
That's right, really nicely done. Z4T0X finishing up the Desert Palace. Where will he go next is the question.
Well, he's fluting to turn in his mushroom.
I think we might be seeing him do either Skullwoods or Ice Palace here.
Yeah.
I think those are pretty strong plays. Could see him go up to Death Mountain, but without the hook shot. We're only checking one chest in Hookshot Cave.
Oh, looks like it might be the Ice Palace play.
Very cool. This can also be pretty tricky without Hookshot. Hookshot could be in the logic for Ice Palace, depending on the small key placements.
Yeah, very true. So the Skullwoods play is pretty good too. I imagine having the Tempered Sword now, Skullwoods seems a lot more appealing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys are pretty healthy now, both of them on 12 hearts. Z4T0X having the Tempered Sword. DrunkenDraconian about to pick up his Master Sword here in this Rupee Room in Pod. He's wondering what he picked up. It's hard to see that sword, but it is on the HUD.
He'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
Once he steps outside and swings his sword, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's what I got."
That small key that Z4T0X just picked up in the first chest in Ice Palace is actually really nice. That will help his routing so much.
It makes the hook shot unrequired, I believe.
Not 100% sure about that. I think it actually depends on where the big key is, because you can be really dumb in this palace and like spend your keys in really stupid ways. Which I mean,
logic,
it's not really stupid if you're like playing it for the first time. You don't know any better, but yeah.
Yeah, the logic would avoid key locks, and so I don't think we'll be finding the hookshot here. We might, but I'm not.
It's possible.
Sure
It's definitely possible, but it really depends on the key placement.
I guess maybe if we found a second small key, it would fix that. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah. Or if we found the big key on the right side here, I think it'll be okay.
Oh yeah, the big key.
Because the big key unlocks another small key door, which you can kind of screw yourself over with. Anyways, we got a map here, and we're gonna be checking the vanilla big key location.
So what's in an icy burrito?
Yeah, it's frozen burrito.
How about a
Ooh. I guess we can check that pedestal now. Putting off Skull Woods may have paid off for Z4T0X. We also have tablets that we can check. But we still don't know what's really required for Turtle Rock.
There's the big key.
No idea.
So, in the logic, hookshot, depending on the key distribution, might be required to get to that one chest on the east side near the bottom that nobody likes to go to, the one with the jellies.
Yep, but I think we're gonna see Z4T0X go straight there. DrunkenDraconian finishing up Helmasaur King, grabbing yet another crystal. That is 4 crystals for him. So both these guys tied up. Z4T0X about to get his 5th crystal. Will DrunkenDraconian make the play to go back to Eastern? He's going back into Pod? Oh, he must have skipped a chest here.
DrunkenDraconian doesn't need to go back to Eastern. It's Z4T0X who needs to go back to Eastern.
Well, I mean, there's that green pendant.
Eh.
What if Sahasrah's got the goods?
There is that.
Or what if the pedestal's got the goods? It's definitely a play that he can make. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's definitely a play.
So I think that was the 3rd item in Ice Palace?
I think you're right.
I saw it was just bombs, so not a whole lot of much.
Yeah, and we had the book. What else do we get?
Well, no, maybe Cold Stare has something.
Maybe Cold Stare actually has some. He has a couple keys here.
Oh, $50.
Okay. Oh yeah, Freezor room at $50. All right, we're good. And he's gonna do a little refill on magic. If you're ever missing magic, come over to this room. If you got an extra key, and grab yourself some magic. It's really, really handy. I mean, with not having bombos, he actually needs to come over here because you got to use your full magic bar of fire rod shots. Looks like we're gonna get a double-chested fairy check from DrunkenDraconian. Ooh, this is exciting.
Oh, nice.
Fresh on his mind after clearing Pod, which was, I believe, Crystal 5.
Alright, so Z4T0X makes quick work of that shell. He's gonna put Cold Stare in the corner and keep him there.
Oh, that was a beautiful Cold Stare fight. Textbook fight. Grabs himself his 5th crystal. He's making some amazing progress.
And we're also going to get a pyramid check for the first time while we're at it. There's just a piece of heart there.
I think we're gonna see Z4T0X go for Skull Woods. There is my boy Brian.
All right.
The double-chested fairy cave.
So Brian, if you're watching, we found your cane. Now I just freaked out anybody named Brian.
Nah, you're just showing him some love.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that catfish check that you were talking about before. Let's see if it's that lamp.
You could have the lamp at Catfish. Be great.
This is a really strong play by Z4T0X. He can know exactly if one of those medallions is at the pedestal, and he's knocking out a crystal simultaneously. Still doesn't know the Turtle Rock requirement, though. It could still be Ether, and he's in good shape. But we're still missing Hookshot. We're still missing the Red Cane, and he's missing Ice Rod, so he might think that Ice Rod could be there as well.
Just the 10 arrow upgraded at Catfish. Now DrunkenDraconian is heading up to Zora as well, because he has not done so. And he still doesn't have the flippers, which he could get from the Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, wow, he's definitely put that off.
If it turns out there's something in Swamp Palace, then that could be a huge troll. One of my favorite trolls is Hookshot in Swamp Palace.
Oh my goodness, I've been seeing so many Hookshots in Swamp Palace lately. It's been crazy, so we may have another one of those.
Of course,
although, if either of these guys can hover, maybe we don't need to do that.
Of course, better trolls is Hammer in Swamp Palace.
Oh,
we've
that's
already
the best.
seen Hammer. Oh, Hookshot and Hookshot Cave, that's great. I love it.
Oh, there's the Ice Rod check from DrunkenDraconian, so he's gonna grab his
Alright.
flippers.
And I imagine right after that he might just go right into Ice Palace since he's here.
Seems reasonable, and let's get some pedestal hype, guys. We see a pedestal check from Z4T0X right now. Pedestal hype.
If it's not Bombos or Shovel.
Oh, it's Bombos!
It's Bombos!
But we don't know if it's required. Oh man, he is gonna beeline it to Turtle Rock. I'm telling you, he is going to go check that requirement right now.
Turtle Rock is it. If Turtle Rock is Bombos, we have a pedestal seed. The pedestal hype index is now about an 8. It was a 0.5 before. Now it's an 8.
See, I bumped it up for a reason, man. Oh baby, he wants to know right now. He is beelining it there. We'll also be able to do an ether tablet check while he's here, which is definitely a solid play. Because he's still missing Ice Rod, he's still missing Red Cane, he's still missing Hookshot. Like, those are important items.
I'm also liking the Johnny Cash reference on the pedestal.
Oh yeah. Here we go, folks. DrunkenDraconian making the Ice Palace play seemingly. Maybe he'll do Waterfall Fairy Chest real quick. Yeah, he's gonna do those.
All eyes are on Z4T0X.
But here we go, guys. What is the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock?
It's Ether.
Oh, pedestal not required.
Denied.
Denied completely. He can't actually go in here, though. He can just open it up. Rip dreams.
And the pedestal hype index falls to a 0.
I'm sure he's relieved.
Well, I'm not. This would have been so good for him. Because he would have had to go back into Eastern to get the ice rod.
Oh, true. Good point. Yeah, and he would have probably done that immediately. Because he can't get into Mire. He can't get into... He can't finish Swamp.
And, pardon me, sir, but I believe that if you read the fine print, you'll find that it is in fact required to be Kane.
It is indeed. So Turtle Rock is now in the mix. He may go in there without that ice rod. That would be a bit tragic, but he may find the hook shot there.
And there's a half magic.
Wow, that's an awesome place to find half magic without the hook shot. He's a little frustrated. He's trying to figure out what to do. See a few slashes. He's conflicted. He's like, should I go into Turtle Rock? What should I do here?
Looks like we're gonna have
he
a
knows
spike
that
cave
is not
check.
the play. But yeah, he's going for Spike Cave. I like this.
Alright, so the spike cave check. This could very well be a hook shot. How about Butter Sword?
How about another sword upgrade for Z4T0X? Wow. Buttery, spiky goodness. Ooh, are we going to Swamp? Is that what we're doing now? I mean, you can check the Bombos tablet as well while he's here. Definitely not bad. Or maybe double-chested fairy?
Yeah, that is quite a possibility. But it looks like the swamp play is happening here. Bomb strats on the ping gators over there for DrunkenDraconian.
He's got to be a little bit careful with his health here. He's running 2.5 hearts right now. He's getting through Ice Palace, but needs to heal up here soon.
Alright, so the Bombos tablet has the Quake Medallion.
Uh-oh. Misery Mire is available now.
Oh, if Hookshot is in Mire, that is gross.
That's cruel,
And I love
but it can happen. And, you know, Z4T0X may make the play to do that because he's still missing that ice rod.
Alright, so DrunkenDraconian picking up his literacy. And now, Z4T0X will be doing the Fat Fairy play.
So this all makes sense. I mean, he's one crystal away from being done. He needs a couple items for go mode. And he hasn't been up this way. Knock all this overworld stuff out before you decide to attempt to double dip on Turtle Rock, because I'm sure that's something that he's really thinking about. He seemed fairly conflicted about that decision.
Alrighty. So,
I really hope DrunkenDraconian heals up here. Okay, he's going for the powder play.
nice.
His magic is also a problem right now. I guess he's going over to the blue jelly chest. As a reminder, guys, we've got an awesome race on our hands, so please make sure you guys are following the runners. These guys have been giving us a great show. Might seem like Z4T0X is a little bit ahead, but that Eastern Palace has been kind of a bit troll here. He's in the area of Eastern Palace, so maybe we'll see it now. He's got the mirror out, at the very least. Hopefully he'll head in that direction. Yeah, it looks like it. This is really good for him.
So while we're sort of retreading some things, oh nice, Z4T0X is doing the Eastern play.
Yup, he's going for it.
While we're retreading over some things, so let's talk about what this race means for our runners here. Oh!
What? What happened? He had the bottle out. Why didn't he just use it? What happened? DrunkenDraconian, please.
Oh.
I think he was going up to powder the anti-fairy, and he just had his bottle out just in case.
And he just got wrecked by a couple of things. That's really unfortunate. That's going to cost DrunkenDraconian quite a bit of time. It's like, just go home, Draconian, you're drunk. No, I'm kidding. Actually, if DrunkenDraconian had done some drinking there, he might have been okay.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Now, I got a question for you. Where is that lamp?
I think it can be in Turtle Rock?
Yeah?
Like, early on? I guess it could be, like, all the way up to, like, Mimic Cave or the big chest.
Yeah, you're right. Lamp could be in T-Rock, and so the logic would require you to go to T-Rock, get the lamp, go back to Eastern, get the ice rod, and then
exactly. Yep.
Which
That's
is
painful. I think it might be possible to be in Misery Mire as well.
100%. Can absolutely be in Mire. There's a lot of places it can be. So these racers, I believe, are both 2 and 1, and so a win here will get them into the race off for the next round for sure, and give them a win and in for the next couple of weeks for the group stage. Whereas the other guy will be 2 and 2, which is less of a secure position for sure.
I know it well.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
No, but being 3 and 1 is, or even 2 and 2 is totally fine. Like,
Yeah,
you still have 2 more matches to recover, but the 3 and 1 gives you a really nice, secure feeling. It's like, I can at least do a playoff now, like, to try to get to that group stage.
Both of these guys will still sort of control their own destiny after this race, no matter what happens.
Right. Alright, so we're gonna see DrunkenDraconian. He's just chugging the potion. He's not messing around. Gonna be spamming those fire rod shots into Cold Stare. Did see Z4T0X pick up his ice rod, which, if he can hover across Moldorm 2, which I don't think he can because he's still checking items.
Right.
Then I suppose that he could be in go mode, but I think he's gonna keep looking. Only a blue root at Sahasrahla. Hookshot could be in Ganon's tower.
So do we get to call this like superhuman go mode? Is that what this is?
Sure. That's a good name for it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Hookshot be this late. Most of the time it's, you know, used to get to the east side of Death Mountain. And so it's real early, but hey, there you go. You see, I was gonna say Andy mode, but Andy actually really isn't the only one who hovers.
No, absolutely not. There's a number of players who have hovered in this tournament, or just in this community in general. Everybody's getting so good at the game. But we are going to see that T-Rock play from Z4T0X. It makes a lot of sense. Get your last crystal done, and There's a lot of items in T-Rock. Hopefully find that hook shot, or just like jump straight into G-Tower, see if the hook shot's there.
Yeah, we could absolutely see the hook shot there in Ganon's Tower, which is
Super cool.
Pretty interesting.
Very unique. Question is DrunkenDraconian gonna get to Tempered at the very least? He's still sitting on Master. He skipped over the digging game, and I don't think he's gonna go back for that. He's skipping over Spike Cave now, so he's gonna miss that one as well. I think he's going for T-Rock now. After, well, he will probably be going for T-Rock after grabbing the red cane here in the Dark World.
Alright, so key in the first chest here in Turtle Rock. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, this race is pretty sickeningly close at the moment.
I think the only difference is DrunkenDraconian needs to go back to Skull Woods. So Z4T0X does have the edge here, for sure. But DrunkenDraconian may have checked a few extra overworld locations on Z4T0X. Yeah.
Of course, Z4T0X has access to Misery Mire.
Oh yeah, true. Oh, I think if Hookshot is in Misery Mire, that could give DrunkenDraconian a chance to catch up here. So I have a feeling that Z4T0X is going to go straight into Ganon's Tower if he doesn't find the Hookshot here. It's a lot of items.
Alright, so we got a shield and the big key on the right-hand side of Turtle Rock. So Z4T0X will be heading to the back.
And DrunkenDraconian picked up his red cane. And he's going to be grabbing his half magic as well. Really nice couple items here.
Alright, so the Chain Chomp room, known for trolling and pain, required... Wait a minute. Did he not kill the Pokey?
I think he did, because he got a small shield, a small key, and a big key, so he's pretty much been forced to get... He'd be forced to kill the Pokey, and then he'd need to get a key from Chain Chomps. And so he will probably actually use this key to get this vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, if he's looking for that hookshot still, he absolutely will.
Well,
so
a key for a key.
Small key for a small key.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. Just burns a little of your time. But he is ahead, so... For now, we'll see, though. That hookshot location will be pretty troll.
We could always see hookshot in the Mimic Cave.
Yep.
Or anywhere on the bridge, or at Trinex himself. Or, as we said, in Ganon's Tower.
Or it could be in Swamp Palace.
Swamp Palace.
Vanilla.
Misery Mire.
Ugh. That'll be brutal, but it can happen.
So if we get to Ganon's Tower and we still don't have the hookshot, we're going to have 2 guessing games.
That's right.
One for where the big key is and one for where the hookshot is. You know what would be gross? Hookshot in, like, the chest with the crystal switch blocks right before Moldorm 2.
Hookshot in Tile Room.
Oh.
Oh,
there it is!
Oh, it's in Mimic Cave! Wow, so there's go mode for Z4T0X. I'm sure he's excited and happy that he found that hookshot there.
This go mode
119.
This go mode brought to you by the Hylian Association of Mimes.
It seemed like Z4T0X was getting slowed down by that ice rod, but he made the play to go into Eastern. It paid off big time, and he's in go mode at 119. He's going to get his last crystal here in Turtle Rock. and he'll just be blazing through Ganon's tower, so it's gonna look like a really good time for him.
Yeah, I'm thinking Lamp is in Swamp at this point, just to mess with people. Because you actually can't have Lamp anywhere past here because of this dark room.
Correct.
Looks like Z4T0X might have gone the wrong way.
Gotta watch his health, though. It's only 2 hearts.
There we go.
A death here can be very time-consuming, although I guess he has
the
door. Yeah, the hook shot will help.
Yep. It's a nice thing to know that you actually have.
Took the damage anyways, yeah.
He's a little lost.
Uh-oh. Okay, he reset himself, which is good. But he really needs to make this count. I hope he didn't
accidentally hit that button again.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah,
okay,
he's good.
Alright, so DrunkenDraconian will be picking up their hookshot rather soon.
Oh, and that sword difference is also going to play a role here.
Oh, man.
I mean, DrunkenDraconian also has to get over to Skull Woods, but you got to think he's not going to get that sword upgrade, either of them.
Oh, no.
And there's go mode for DrunkenDraconian.
Mm-hmm. I would not bet on either of those sword upgrades being picked up. There's the off chance he goes to check Spike Cave right after this, but I would no.
I'm sure he knows the Master Sword Ganon fight well enough. He's got silvers, so like the phase 4 will go fine, but
I mean,
yeah, it just slows everything
Ganon
down
itself is gonna add like a minute and a half to your fight just because it's so slow.
Exactly.
Alright, so Z4T0X on the final phase of Trinex. This should go pretty quickly. Couple of slashes to the face and we're done here.
Buttered turtles. Just how we like them.
Tonight I dine on turtle soup. All right.
After you, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Z4T0X has gotten his 7th crystal when you know what that means. It's time to call your big key shot. Everybody tell me what chest, either the location or the number where you think the big key chest will be found. Alucard, where do you think it's going to be?
You got 22 locations. I think it's going to be in the Firebar room. I like the Firebar room. Yep.
So you're talking about the one where the map is in the...
Generally chest number 8, but yeah. In a traditional route. But if we see, you know, take the small key to the right side...
I tend to mix that up in my head with the Fire Snake room. So I had to make sure that we were on the same page.
I think it's vanilla map room.
Right. So me and... everybody who knows me knows that I am contractually obligated to choose Bob's chest every time.
Oh, but it's on the torch here!
Oh!
So, if you guessed 3, you're in business. He's gonna grab the small key here, and he's gonna make his ascent up Ganon's tower. What a quick Ganon's tower. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
And so that's gonna be real fast. Going up Ganon's tower at 124. We could easily see him sub 140 here.
It might even be sub 130, depending. Yeah,
depending on how fast people are here.
Yeah, I mean he does have butter sword. He's got silvers,
and also rip me.
I'll rip both of us.
I was just saying, he had to kill Bob to do that.
Oh.
Alrighty. So, DrunkenDraconian gonna take down Trinex, but unfortunately, he still has a dungeon to do.
Does. He's got to be really careful here, but he clutches it out with that hammer. I mean, he's in go mode, but yeah, he has to head over to Skullwoods, finish that up, clean that up, and then he'll be heading up to G Tower, and he's probably thinking he's got a pretty good time here as well. But Z4T0X made all the right plays. I mean, he cleared out dungeons pretty quickly, and he was just left with a couple items remaining, and he made every right decision.
I think the vast majority of the time difference here can be traced to that death in Ice Palace.
That's fair. That's true. That was very costly.
DrunkenDraconian's gonna pick up some bottles, some potions while he's at it.
With Master Sword, I don't blame him. Things can get pretty tough. I don't think Z4T0X is gonna quite make the sub 130, but it's definitely gonna be close.
Yeah, I think sub 135 is almost a foregone conclusion at this point.
Yeah, I think he's looking probably around like 132, 133 though. That's my guess. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, pretty good.
Just gotta grab a key here.
Oh, I was concerned there. I was like, did that key even drop? Yeah, it happened. Alright, so Z4T0X gonna refill with a little bit of powder and then get the hookshot ready so that we can get across the chest after Mini Moldorm dies. Or not Mini Moldorm, actual Moldorm. Real, actual Moldorm.
2 slashes of the butter sword takes him down. Oh, thank you for opening that chest, Z4T0X. I'm proud of you.
Yep. So yeah, that's your chest now, isn't it?
Belongs to me, at least for this tournament, I gotta say. Had my name written all over it.
Or at least inside it.
Yeah.
Alright, so here is the Aghanim 2 fight. Ooh, nice. I think that counted as 2.
I hope so, yeah. That might be 2 more, but
that also counted as 2.
A little shady there. Yeah.
That was definitely just 1.
Yep.
Meanwhile, DrunkenDraconian getting a nice Mothula fight as Z4T0X finishes off Aghanim 2.
And that's DrunkenDraconian's last crystal. He's going to go up to G Tower, and it's going to be a fast one for him, too. But Z4T0X is heading right into the Ganon fight. He means business.
It's all business today.
Man, what a fast seed. You don't actually see these very often these days in V26.
Indeed.
It's nice to see. Sometimes the game can be a little bit generous.
Alright, so Z4T0X getting the silver arrows ready and getting a little trolled by the teleports here. Again, teleports, of course, one of the few elements of RNG that were standardized in this game.
Right, DrunkenDraconian will get the same seeded teleports, so that's always nice. You know your opponent's gonna have to suffer through the same thing.
Right. So Z4T0X gets the double and the double.
The double, and that is GG for Z4T0X there. Congratulations to him. He is going to be 3-1 in the Swiss stage of the fall 2017 Randomizer tournament. He's going to finish with a first place time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 40 seconds.
Yeah, very close to that sub 130 that we were talking about a minute ago. So DrunkenDraconian gonna finish off that thing. Let's see if we can talk to Z4T0X for a bit. Hey, Z4T0X, GG.
Yo, hello, thanks.
GG, nice run. Very, very well done.
Oh, man, I felt really behind after I failed the bomb jump in the hammery jump in PUD, and after I found the boots. I don't know, it was a little bit of a struggle to run.
You had us worried for quite some time with that ice rod leaving that behind.
Yes, the first time I broke my own rule, like in version 26, I'm like, if I enter a dungeon, I finish it always. But after I found the mirror, I was like, oh god damn, I did the desert cave, the ice cave, everything, and I felt like he had it way earlier, so I just left.
Yeah, so the main saving grace here between you and DrunkenDraconian is DrunkenDraconian had an unfortunate death in Ice Palace, almost at Cold Stare, and so that right there basically explains the vast majority of the difference between you two.
Oh yes, that's really bad. Dying to Cold Stare, big time loss.
Now, how did you feel about walking up to that pedestal and seeing the bombos there? We didn't know either at the time what the requirement for Turtle Rock was, so we were wondering what would happen.
I was like, okay, let's check T-Rock real quick, and well, if I knew, then I would have gone to Swamp Palace, but I was just hoping for no ice shot or no hook shot in Misery Maya. I was pretty sure like I'm going to find bombos in T-Rock and it will lead me to Misery Maya, but lucky.
Yeah, the seed debated you a little bit, but worked out.
Yeah, we were thinking, oh, that bombos is going to be there. And actually, at the time, I thought it might be good for you because eventually it would lead you back to Eastern, so you'd pick up that ice rod. But you did it anyway, so there you go.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, because it looked like you were a little bit conflicted. You weren't sure if you wanted to go into Turtle Rock to search for ice rod.
Yeah, I was thinking a short moment if I should do that, but I was like, if I do that and there's nothing in it, then I don't know. It's that would have killed me. So I was like, let's check out the book spots, the tablets, Fat Fairy, I don't know, and then I was going for Eastern and POD after again. And then, I don't know, maybe the Smiths, but...
Yeah, but it ended up actually being quite a generous seed. Like, overall, very, very nice. I think the only pendant you really needed to go in for was that Eastern Palace.
Yes, pretty uncommon for version 26.
Absolutely, yes.
So another curious thing about your opponent, and another thing that probably messed him up, was he skipped the digging game. And hasn't gone to Spike Cave, so he's only got Master Sword.
No, that's unfortunate.
So you are now sitting at 3-1 in Swiss standings. This is really good. Oh, there's red mail and the single arrow. Oh, a moral victory for your opponent there at the top of Ganon's tower. But anyways, yeah, so you're sitting at 3-1 in the Swiss stage. Yeah, are you feeling good about that? You could at least get a playoff match. If not,
Yeah.
advance to the group stage and get one more win.
Yeah, let's see who's my next opponent. I mean, it's not getting easier, so let's see if I can make it.
Is there anyone you're particularly hoping to face or dodge in the next round?
Face? I don't know. I would like to dodge TGH or Christos. Oh, well, actually, I can't fight, play against them.
I think TGH won, so he's gonna be 4-0. So.
Yeah, I think
Lucky.
Christos' match might be up today, so you'll know the outcome of that
He better win.
later on.
Christos versus AA, that's gonna be a good one. Alright, so DrunkenDraconian is up on the Aghanim 2 fight. Missing on the first one, but getting a double on the second. And a double on the fourth. One more ought to do it. There we go. So we're guaranteed to have 6 runners at 4-0, and we could have a 7th, depending on what Tear does this afternoon.
Oh, was he paired against a 2-1 player?
Yeah, so he got the pair down again. I'm not sure how that happened. Alright, so 12 bonks. Did you have any unintentional bonks? To be honest.
Way too many, I think. In Desert, I think I had 2 or before Lanmolas, but
Yeah, you were probably just excited about getting the boots there. That was quite a surprise to see those there. Yeah, DrunkenDraconian actually managed to go there very early, right after getting the mitts, so he had a little bit of an edge on you with those boots.
Yeah, I also was thinking like, oh, when I was in the middle of POD, or damn, I didn't do any use of the mids, so there must be something hidden behind it. But oh well.
Alright, so DrunkenDraconian making his way through the second phase of the Master Sword Ganon fight. Pretty well, not taking any real damage. And he's on to phase 3. Once again, a little trolled by those teleports.
Yeah, as we can see, he's handling the Master Sword Ganon fight really well. It's just unfortunately missed that digging game. Like, that's probably the one that was probably easiest to get.
Yeah. It was just strange that you decided to skip it, but you know, it's not required. Ooh. A little bit of a misfire. And this will do it, the 4th silver arrow. And DrunkenDraconian takes down Ganon.
GG.
And that will be DrunkenDraconian finishing in 2nd place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 28 seconds.
And here's the man himself, GG, DrunkenDraconian.
Thank you, thank you. I didn't deserve to win that one anyway, so I'm glad my opponent did win.
Hey, I mean, you put up a good fight. You managed to find the ice rod before your opponent did. You managed to find the boots before he did. It was just really unfortunate that kind of the sequence in which you found items kind of hurt you, I think.
Yeah. I think my 2 biggest mistakes was not clearing Skull Woods before going up to Turtle Rock and dying in Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate turn of events there.
Yeah, I was all ready to use my potion, and then the game's like, oh, here's a big magic decanter. And I'm like, okay, I'll save my potion and go powder the fairy. Nope. Double tap from the Skelly.
It's got to be pretty sad.
Yeah, well, I kind of knew that was the race at that point. Finishing, 10 minutes behind, basically. The time I lost in ice was 3.5, 4. And
Something
then,
like that.
yeah, and then, another 2 minutes for this, maybe not that much, but having to go back and do Skull Woods. I almost did it early, but since I wasted my fairy, it wasn't something I wanted to do.
Yeah, low hearts, fighter sword, Mothula. Nobody wants to actually do that.
Yeah, I don't think plastic hurts insects.
Something like that. Certainly doesn't hurt it a lot.
Did you find the lamp, Z4T0X?
No.
Okay.
We
We
were
have
assuming it was
no
a mire or
idea.
swamp somewhere, but we weren't sure.
Yeah.
But
Glad
you
I
actually... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just saying, glad I practiced most of the dark rooms at this point.
Yeah, both of you guys were on point with your dark strats. I was about to say you dodged a big bullet, DrunkenDraconian. Well, I guess you both did, but unknown to you, there was Bombos at the pedestal. Which,
Oh, wow.
We did not know what the requirement for T-Rock was until Z4T0X went up there and checked it, and it was a big debate. Big relief, I'm sure, for both of you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I really went into many dungeons I didn't have to, except for Eastern, because you always do Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, you always do Easter. So, I gotta ask you about a little moment that I thought was interesting. So, Desert Palace, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go in, you see the key on the torch, you're like, oh, I need the boots. And then you walk over, and you open the chest. Oh, okay.
My finger was on the select button. Let's just put it that way. Actually, no, it was getting ready to mirror. That's right.
Right.
But yeah, I almost did it right after picking it up anyway. Because the chances of it being exactly what I need to complete the dungeon are very low.
Yeah. I think there was the off chance it was the big key and then like the 2 dungeon items are on the right hand side, so it doesn't matter, but that's pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple funny spots. When I was doing the lower part of Kakariko from Hype Cave, I actually forgot to go all the way to the digging game. So I actually forgot that, and I didn't realize until later. I'm like, oh no, there better not be something there.
There was a sword upgrade.
Oh, well, that would have been helpful.
Yeah.
and the other one was in Spike Cave. So you unfortunately missed both of those, which definitely gave Z4T0X a chance to kind of blaze through the cold stare fight. And
Yeah, I was on my way to Spike Cave, and then I found Kane, and I was like, well, Turtle Rock it is.
But you still handled yourself well with Master Sword.
Oh yeah, and it's not like too much of
Definitely
a
a pro.
time loss as long as you don't make too many big mistakes.
Yeah, that
But
was
I'm sure
basically
Ganon's tower
a
helps.
textbook. That was basically a textbook Master Sword Ganon fight. For a second there, we thought that Hookshot was going to be in Ganon's tower, and that was going to be hilarious.
I kind of thought so too. I knew I didn't need it. I've been doing some offline practice of the hover just in case a situation like that comes up, but I didn't really want to do it in a race, that's for sure.
Nice.
And then another one thing that I noticed that the chat was talking about, you actually missed the back of Blind's hut, which had the cape. Any comments about that?
I didn't go to the chest in the back of Blindside?
Apparently not.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess I'm just pulling a Dragon Master. Whoops.
Yeah. I think you bombed the entrance and just never went in.
Yeah.
It happens.
I've had that happen before where it was silvers and ended up costing me first place in a race. But
Ouch.
I don't know. I'm glad that didn't really matter too much. Wow.
Yeah, it's fortunate that you guys didn't have to do like Aghanim or the Bumper Cave or anything like that, so it ended up being okay.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, honestly, because I would not have realized I did that otherwise.
So yeah, all in all, despite the like late hook shot, a little bit of trolling there, this was a pretty straightforward seed, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I've been having some like weird double and triple dip seeds when I've been playing casually, and it's
I think we all have with
yeah,
26.
kind of hurts your confidence a little bit because you're just like, oh god, I'm so bad, 2-hour runs all the time. But 140 is pretty good. It's better than my average by a large margin. So
Yeah, you guys were both making so much progress in completely different places. It was awesome to see. It was a great race, and if you guys have not followed both DrunkenDraconian and Z4T0X, make sure you're doing so. So, any final thoughts, guys, before we close things out?
Yeah, just got to keep practicing, got to keep getting better, got to keep thinking outside the box sometimes. I don't know. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to do commentary and everything, and the whole restream and all that cool stuff. Really makes the whole tournament a lot more fun for me and for people watching, so really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for putting on an awesome show for us.
Well played to both of you, indeed. So, yeah, make sure to give both of these runners a follow, and also make sure to follow the Speed Gaming Network to get your fix for all of your randomizer needs. And if you really want more randomizer needs, there's a secondary tournament going on, mostly on the Randomizer Mania Network. That's another whole 4 channels to follow there too. And then also a big shout out to our tracker Blastig for keeping track of all of these items while we were sitting here talking, making fools of ourselves the whole time.
Oh yeah, he did a phenomenal job. And just looking at the schedule here, guys, it looks like we have so much more Link to the Past randomizer action for you here today. Not immediately, but at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, looks like we're going to have a Link to the Past randomizer match right here on this channel. We've got one at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., There's some Super Metroid and Final Fantasy Randomizer on the Speed Gaming Network as well. So many different randos happening throughout the rest of the day, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you're right here and ready to go, because we've got some exciting matches for you.
So, also, speaking of Speed Gaming Network, a big thank you to Mr. Feasel for just killing it with this restreaming mess.
Yep, and it
Real
looks
good.
like we're going to have a 2 p.m. Eastern secondary tournament match. I imagine that's going to be over on Randomizer Mania. So make sure to catch that action as well. But I think with that, we are going to take off. Thank you all for watching. My name is Alucard2004, and my awesome co-commentator was Dr. Bob Tastic. Thank you for commentating with me. And I will give you the last word.
All right. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Alucard, for commentating with me. And this is Dr. Bob Tastic signing off.